After losing in the opener, Domingo Germán tossed a perfect game that set up New York to win the series in Oakland. But was that enough to turn this club around?
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. With me is my producer, Steve Granados. Steve, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you and to all. Hopefully I guess this is 4th of July weekend, right? I guess technically.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it next weekend? I guess it's this weekend.
Yeah.
It's weird when it's in the middle of the week. Happy weekend, whatever. Hey, coming up on today's show, we have some bold predictions for this upcoming series as the Yanks head off to St. Louis. Of course, it is Friday, so that means it's Fanmail Friday. We got a bunch of questions to your answers coming up here today, per usual. First, Stacey, Yankees win 2 of 3. Of course, the middle game, kind of important, kind of a big one. I don't know if you noticed. Maybe you saw our episode yesterday. But Stacey, we did make some bold predictions for that series, and this is something we're going to try out, keep doing moving forward here. So let's go ahead and take a listen to what we said before the series started in Oakland. Hey, series predictions here. Stacey, do you have any bold predictions for this Yankees-Oakland set?
Schmidt goes 6.
I like that. We'll see on Thursday. Does Schmidt go 6? My bold prediction, Yankees lose 2 of 3.
I was going to say that, but I was like, I'm going to do Schmidt.
I say they lose to JP and Paul Blackburn. I think JP spins a gem on Wednesday. So here's a few things. We weren't completely off base.
Right.
The Yankees, on my defense, did lose to Paul Blackburn.
Mm-hmm.
And a gem was spun with JP Sears on the mound. It just wasn't JP Sears winning said gem.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too far off.
And for me, Clarke Schmidt at least made it into the 6th. He just didn't get an out in the 6th. And, what are you going to do?
I'm willing to admit when we're wrong. I think everydayers know that here on Locked On Yankees. I'm not going to shy away from something I said. But I will say I was close, and Stacey, you were close too. Clarke Schmidt looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, and he looked okay. I think I was joking about this while I was watching it with my brother at first. I said it feels like they're hungover just a little bit. Like things were a little sluggish in the first part of the game, and he was kind of overthrowing and throwing high, and pitches were not really hitting where he wanted them to. And then he settled down. And then the offense picked up. But yeah, it felt like they were all kind of emotionally hungover from the perfect game, which is completely understandable.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not just emotionally.
True.
Throw that out there.
That's true. Aaron Boone admitted to eating 3 Jack-in-the-Box tacos. Wait, what tacos were they? He said he had 3 tacos at his hotel room at night that he only gets on the West Coast, and he was so excited to have them.
If he had 3 Jack-in-the-Box tacos, so two an East Coaster, as a West Coaster, if he had 3 Jack-in-the-Box tacos, and if that is correct, I don't know before this, that is the weirdest order.
Okay.
Because they come in 2s.
Oh, okay.
So how in the world did he get 3?
Okay. Someone correct me in the comments if it's not Jack. It was something. And I know it wasn't like Del Taco because I would have known that name, but it was something. And it was 3. He had 3 in his hotel room. So I thought that was funny. Now, Schmidt's 3rd was kind of rough, and Oakland went up 3-1. Guys who made contact hit the ball hard. But when you look at his final line, 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, it felt like he pitched worse than his line indicates just because of the front part of his performance. And then he settled down toward the end, and he was up to 93. He gave up that double in the 6th. Couldn't, Boone was like, the bullpen's rested. Don't worry. You could come out of this game. It's okay. It's okay. Because you could tell he didn't want to come out. And I think Jeff Nelson made a joke about that in the booth. He's like, yeah, I don't think Clarke Schmidt wants to come out right now, but the bullpen is rested. So he came out. He did fine. And now he's 1-2 in his last 7 starts. So he finally got something there.
So they obviously came out on top on Wednesday. On Thursday, rather. No, Wednesday, but on Thursday, and did not score less than the runs that they had in the 6 games prior, right? They had more in the Clarke Schmidt outing.
Yeah, crazy. And at first I thought to myself, oh, here we go. They're not going to score for him. Like I said, everyone looked kind of sluggish for the first few innings, although IKF had his solo shot in the top of the second, which was good because Oakland scored right away. So for him to come in and do that, it's his 5th home run of the year, people. He had 4 in 2022. We're not even at the All-Star break, and IKF has 5 home runs, and he's not even playing regularly. So what is happening? He's 6 for 15 in his last 6 games, 2 home runs, and a 1244 OPS.
Small sample right there, but yes,
I know, but
yes. Hey, I mean, and it feels like the feeling around IKF is in the fan base, at least online fan base, seems to kind of have turned around.
Yeah, it has, because he's not out there regularly, but when he is out there, it seems like he's making the most of his opportunity when he's playing. And that's what you want to see. And he's doing everything the Yankees want. He's not complaining about it. Not that he would, but you sometimes have players who kind of...
Oh, there are players that will complain.
Yeah, and he doesn't. He just goes, plays wherever you want him to. Like I said, at one point, he's definitely playing catcher and first base. They're gonna make him play all the positions at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Donaldson goes deep again. 2 bombs in Oakland.
That the bomb on Thursday, as soon as it left the bat, I was like, that is going far. And then when they showed it and it said 472, I was like, yeah. So he starts off the scoring in that crazy 6th inning that lasted 26 minutes. They batted around again, like they did in the Domingo Germán perfect game. Bader hit a single. Actually, Bader had 2 hits in that inning because Bader had himself a really good game. Anthony Volpe hitting again. Safe on a pickoff attempt. He's in his last 14 games, 6 extra base hits, batting .349, scored 6 runs, and his OPS is .975. So again, Austin Wells, thank you for the chicken parm and the advice that you gave Anthony Volpe, because it's definitely helping him.
Yeah. I mean, Stanton ripped that big double. You like to see Glaber with that RBI knock.
Yep.
Good to see Hamilton back on the mound again. We saw him activated the other day. So, lots of things to be happy about here, Stace. I wanted to get your opinion though. And I'm going to get this out right away. I know it's Oakland. Everyone's going to say it. I remember yesterday I was like, don't say it's Oakland. It doesn't count. What were our comments saying? It's Oakland. We get it. You're hilarious. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
But okay. Real question. Are you slightly convinced? Are you feeling like the offense might be kicking it up a notch? Did this perfect game, did this series kind of, you think, spur something in New York?
I feel like they're finally realizing that this is what they should be doing to teams that are much worse than them. You know what I mean? Because they've had some issues with teams that not playing exactly down to their level, but they're not beating up on the teams that they should probably beat up on, who don't pitch well. And they finally did that. I mean, they outscored Oakland after the 2-1 game. They outscored them 21-4 in these 2 games. And you want to see that. Yes, it's Oakland, but this is what you need the Yankees to do to a team that's this bad. They need to beat up on bad teams.
Yeah, it's important that they do that. It's like you said, it's what they're supposed to do. I mean, we knew going into this road trip for the Yankees that they should win 4 of 6, right? That's what they're supposed to do. And yes, they're on track to do that if they head into St. Louis and do the right thing here this weekend. But I mean, just to see guys like, Volpe continuing to what he started this past homestand, continuing to hit a little bit better. You like to see Donaldson. Again, I thought he was a little off balance on in that opener. I thought he was a little weird with his approach in game 2. But overall, I mean, you like to see those big hits. You like to see him sitting on one. I mean, to be fair, there were a lot of mistake pitches in that 6th inning.
Oh, yeah.
In the game finale. And the Yankees were all over it, right? Stanton got one. Donaldson, that pitch was up. I mean, everything was up in that inning. So they're supposed to do that. Like you said, they're supposed to do that. But it bears repeating that it's good to see that, because they didn't do that on Tuesday, right, against Paul Blackburn.
Right. And also, yes, Donaldson started off with that home run, but then you had single, hit by pitch, single, hit by pitch, double, single, single. So it was stringing together a bunch of hits to score a bunch of runs, and that's what you want them to do. And funnily enough, I mentioned this the other day, I think. They win 10-4. It's a day game. They're 22-7 in day games now. And I brought up the fact that they were horrible in day games 2 seasons ago. Aaron Boone brought it up in his post game. He's like, wasn't it a couple of seasons ago where we were awful in day games? He's like, we even had meetings in the off season to try and figure out why we were so bad in day games. He's like, so I guess we're just correcting everything now.
Hey, let us know in the comments section. Do you believe in the Yankees right now? I know that's that question bears some weight.
Yeah,
I know that bears some weight.
Mhm.
So I expect some interesting answers out of that. But do you believe it? Do you think this could be turning a corner for the Yankees? Boy, do they need that, because that last homestand was rough. The last month without Judge has been very, very rough. So let us know how you're feeling about that. Of course, you can drop your questions for Fanmail Friday. It is Fanmail Friday, and you're going to see that our subtexters texters get priority for Fanmail Friday and a bunch of other perks. You can have one-on-one text conversations like a bunch of our fans have been having over the last couple of weeks, which, by the way, thank you guys for being subtexters. We really appreciate your continued support of this very fine program, if I do say so myself. But all the info for subtext is in the episode description. There's a 14-day free trial, so no sweat. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. We'll move on with our lives. Hey, coming up next, like we said, Fan Mail Friday. Let's talk and answer some of your questions.
Take your first swing at betting MLB on FanDuel and get 10 times your first bet amount in bonus bets up to $200. That's right. Just bet $20 and you'll land $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. That's $200 you can spend betting everything from the money line to the over-under to who you think is going to hit the first home run. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. Plus, when you win, you can get paid instantly. There's no better place to bet on MLB than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So sign up today and visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Back now here on Locked On Yankees. Hey, to the everydayers out there, we love you. Coming up on Monday, it's Miners Monday. You guys already know that. I tell you this every Friday. It's the best day of the week, except for Fanmail Friday.
Yeah.
Hey, the Yankees are also, by the way, headed out to Busch Stadium this weekend to face off with those pesky St. Louis Cardinals. Are they pesky anymore? I don't know. But that whole series is on Sirius XM. Of course, the entire season is on Sirius XM. You can find a free trial just about anywhere. Tell them Steve and Stace sent you. Fan Mail Friday, Stace. As we've said a couple of times now, our subtexters get priority. If we don't get answered on the show, they get answered in text form. We answer our questions all the time, and we're always texting them. It's a whole bunch of fun. You guys should definitely go check it out. So our first one is coming from Ruben, one of our subtexters, our early adopter subtexter, first wave, first gen, asking us, should Stanton play the outfield every day until Judge gets healthy? Stacey, your thoughts on Stanton every day in right?
No, not every day. Maybe most of the time, but not every day. I feel like he needs to DH at least a couple times a week because he's not that great in the outfield. It depends on who's pitching. Let's say that. It depends on who's pitching. Like if someone's a ground ball pitcher, then maybe, yeah, put him out there because it won't be as scary for him to be out there. But I don't feel like every day. Most of the time, but not every day.
Giancarlo Stanton, confirmed not an everydayer. I would say he should be the right fielder. I think he is the Yankees right fielder, just that he isn't right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to be the Yankees right fielder.
But
look, I mean, we have detailed out a couple of times that we answered a question fairly similar to this last week too, not to the same degree, just like talking about should he be in right to make his body get used to it, or whatever, however you want to take that. But I think you have to run him out there. I'm not like full-fledged like Stanton has to be your right fielder, but I mean that's what he's here to do, right? Am I crazy? I mean, I know he DHs, but I mean he was in the National League before.
Yeah.
He's the right fielder, and it's not like he's 40.
True. Not yet.
Well, of course. That's how math works.
A little ways away. It's a little ways away.
I think he should be the right fielder. That's what he gets paid to do.
Yeah. That's true. He gets paid a lot.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ruben, for your question. Of course, if you want Fan Mail Friday priority to guarantee answer to your questions, because we can't guarantee that anymore. There's just too many questions. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Sign up for subtext. The episode description has all the information. All right. This one coming from our YouTube commenter, Stacy at Reaper0305. First time, by the way. Hey, Stacy and Steve. First time, long time. But do you think the Yankees will actually make the playoffs? I don't. Stacy, do the New York Yankees make the playoffs in 2023?
Yes.
Wow. Did you see how fast that was, folks?
Yes. I think they will. I mean, it might be like the third wild card, but they're going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
For argument's sake, and because everyone just thinks I'm rooting against the Yankees because they know I'm an Angels fan, relax. Everybody, relax. I can do my job. Okay. For argument's sake, just for fun, clip this. The Yankees will not make the playoffs in 2023. There you go. Just for fun. Just for fun. Thanks for your question, Reaper, and thanks for joining the Fan Mail Friday family. Man, say that 5 times fast. Another newcomer, a couple newcomers here today, Stacy. This is coming from at Gray Sawyer. What's going on with Nestor these days? Missing the mustache. Thanks, Gray Sawyer, for your question, and welcome to the Fan Mail Friday family. Yes, Nestor has been throwing. He stretched it out over 100 feet, a little long toss the other day in Oakland. That's why he's on this road trip, by the way. If you saw him come out of the dugout to say hello to Domingo Germán after, things happened on the field.
Yeah.
That's why he's out with the team. He's on the trip, which is a good sign. He's supposed to throw a bullpen this weekend, which will be his first pen. He's obviously going to need some rehab. He's missed like a month at this point. So he's going to more than likely need to get at least a rehab start or two in. Because remember, what it is for him is the recovery time.
Yeah.
So I think they want to do the rehab to see how that's going to play. That's why I think it's probably going to be two. That way they go, okay, he throws 40 pitches or whatever, give it 5 days. How's the recovery? Throw again. How's the recovery? Now we can activate you. If not, 3 starts. If they're going to play it on the safe side, especially with Rodon back, they might be okay for a little bit here, especially with Vasquez and Burrito being options when we get to that point. Of course, Rodon's supposed to be back on July 5th to make that start next week. So we'll see. But thank you for your question, Grace Sawyer. And again, thanks for joining the family. We got one more here in this segment. Another newcomer at Joe.man. New York Yankees 2026. Who's playing center field? Jasson Dominguez or Spencer Jones? Who will be the better MLB player? Stacy, look into the crystal ball. I see Bugs Bunny. No, that's Space Jam reference. 2026, Jasson Dominguez or Spencer Jones, who is in center field on opening day?
Oh boy, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know enough about those two guys to make this prediction, really. Either one of them would be great, obviously, but I feel like both of them could possibly be in the outfield. I just don't know who's going to be center fielder. How about that?
I'm going to say Spencer Jones will be your starting center fielder in 2026. That's 3 years away. Jones is in Double-A, so he should be there by then. That's 3 full seasons. He's obviously not going to get there this season. Probably not going to get there next season. But he's also got to get on the 40-man. So that makes things different. Jasson Dominguez, I do not think is going to be a major league center fielder. I think Jasson Dominguez will likely be a corner outfielder in the majors. Who will be the better MLB player? I think overall, maybe Spencer Jones because of the defense. I think Jasson Dominguez will be a bigger power threat.
That makes sense. Yeah, I can see that.
Jones.
Like
Spencer
they're both
Jones
going to be. They'll both be good. I think they'll both be good players. And I agree with you, Dominguez being corner outfield. I feel like Spencer would be more center field.
Quicker.
Yeah,
because Jones is quicker than Dominguez. Dominguez's defense is kind of hit and miss anyway.
Yeah.
So putting him in center with the lack of speed, since he's gotten bigger as he's grown and filled out.
Yeah, he's really filling out. I did see.
Yeah, he's a filled out kid at this point. Yeah. So I think Dominguez will likely be a corner outfielder or a DH maybe eventually in the majors. We'll see. Maybe clip this too, just like you clipped our bold predictions and all that kind of stuff. Clip that, and we'll see that in a couple of seasons. Thanks, Joe Man, for joining the family over here. If you want Fan Mail Friday priority, all you got to do is join Subtext and, of course, get guaranteed answers to your questions, whether through text or on the show. Info in the episode description. Coming up next, we got some more questions and bold predictions for the series in St. Louis. Stick around. Back here on Locked On Yankees, don't forget the Cardinals series starts tonight in St. Louis, Busch Stadium, under the arch. All of it on Sirius XM, just like the entire season. Check out Sirius XM for all your sports radio needs. Hey, we got 2 more questions here to Stace. This is another one coming back at us 2 weeks in a row. Griff on Claw, giving us a quick little thank you, or a nice, good comment, good word. I'm tuned in because the two of you are common sense and love baseball. Yes, we do. Thank you. Thank you so much for the nice words. His Fan Mail Friday question: Judge is out. The Yankees are still a one-dimensional power hitting team. When do you think Dylan Lawson and Aaron Boone are going to implement small ball? I know the analytical fans will have a nervous breakdown when I say it's not working. Stacy, Yankees, small ball. When/will it happen?
Well, didn't we see some of it? Like Volpe with that bunt. And, luckily the A's threw the ball away, but I felt like that's kind of inching towards some sort of small ball. I feel like if they had a bad series, I feel like if Domingo Germán's perfect game didn't happen and they didn't explode and, they lost 2 out of 3 in this series and it was kind of like a rough series, you might see some sort of change because there's too many games and series in a row of them not doing what they need to be doing on offense. I feel like this gives them a little bit of time to not implement that sort of thing, if that makes sense. I don't think analytical fans will have a nervous breakdown because people who watch the game know that certain things aren't working. When guys are swinging for the fences constantly and not hitting the ball, it just makes it ugly. And these past 2 days, you saw in those innings where they scored a lot, hitting is contagious. And when a guy has a good at bat and another guy follows with a good at bat, it just keeps going. So these guys aren't made for small ball. There are some guys on the team who are, but you can't expect someone like Giancarlo Stanton to lay down a bunt or try to single. He'll hit a single, but he's not going to be that type of guy who actively tries to do that. They're not going to make them do that.
I'm going to steal a page out of your book. The New York Yankees will approach their offensive approach the way they approach rebuilding. They're never going to say it.
Right.
Never going to say that word. They're never going to say small ball. They're never going to say rebuild.
Yeah.
Also, just because I'm feeling wild today, Stace, they're never going to play small ball.
Yeah.
Never. 50 years. How's that? Thanks for your question, Griff on Claw. One last one here before we get out here for the day. And of course, we do have bold predictions in a second, but this one coming from @WestNiles7268, a newcomer as well. Fan mail question. Really enjoy your show. Thank you so much. Even though I don't enjoy the Yanks right now. This is from before, I think, the perfect game. Should we really give the Yanks 3 games over 500 to make them buyers? If Judge is still out August or later, it doesn't matter, and we should sell. I think the barometer is when Judge will come back. Stacey, we've been saying for about a week and a half now that the barometer, of course, is whether the Yankees are in or out is 3 games over 5 by the deadline. Stacey, I think we also do have that caveat. I think Wes Niles did answer his own question there, or their own question right there. It's all on Judge, right? It's super Judge dependent.
Yeah. And, he's starting to do some sort of baseball activities. He was tossing the ball, which is better than not doing anything. So I feel like maybe that August date that people were throwing around might be later than predicted. Like, I think the prediction for August is too late. I think he might be back sooner than that. But right now they're 9 games over. And if they just keep playing the way they've been playing and just win series, that's all you got to do is win series, as many as you can. And with the open schedule, they're playing teams that they normally don't play. There are a lot of teams who aren't playing up to their potential. Well, the Cardinals are not playing up to their potential at all this season. And just beat the teams you're supposed to beat, like the A's and hopefully like the Cardinals this weekend, and just keep it at that level where you're 7, 8, 9 games above 500.
Oh, I mean, if you can do that, that is a total win. I mean, that is an incredible win.
Yeah.
If you're able to get Judge back and still be over 7 games, massive. You just are begging for the Yankees to play anywhere close to 500 ball.
Because you're getting Rodon back. And if he pitches okay, if he pitches well enough and can keep the other offense from scoring too much, and then it doesn't put so much pressure on the Yankees offense to have to score so much, then maybe, they might be okay. It's not all doom and gloom, everyone.
That's what they come here for. Thanks so much for all your questions here today. Sorry we couldn't get to all of them. Again, if you want to guarantee that your questions get answered, all you have to do is sign up for Subtext. Even if you have like one burning question, there's a 14-day free trial, so you can just do that. Hey, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. All the info is in the episode description. Stacy, one last thing before we get out of here for the weekend. Bold predictions. You mentioned the team headed to St. Louis. Bold prediction time. Do you have one for me?
They're sweeping.
Whoa!
They were swept last year in St. Louis. They're going to sweep St. Louis this year.
Okay.
Is it really that bold? I guess. I don't know.
I mean, they lost one in Oakland.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go back into my memory bank a little bit. Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, Durham Bulls Athletic Park. Big game, big series. Rail Riders fighting for their playoff lives. 2022. Anthony Volpe hits 2 home runs. His first AAA home run, follows it up later in the game with another one. He hits 2 home runs, his first 2 AAA home runs in the same game. He's going to hit 2 home runs in a game this weekend.
Oh, that's bold.
That's what we're doing here, man. I ain't going out here like, I think the Yankees will score 3 runs. No, I'm out here to say Anthony Volpe's going to hit 2 home runs in one game this weekend.
Yeah, that's bold.
He's heating up. He's heating up.
He is. People are down on him too much. I don't know. It feels like they're looking at the first 2 months and not looking at the past like almost month where he's picked it up. So, guys, watch out for Volpe.
2-homer game. One of them goes to left center. Boom. You heard it here first. Drop your bold predictions down below. You drop your questions for Fanmail Friday. Of course, you guys already know the deal. To the everydayers out there, Monday is Miners Monday as always. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it. And we just want to thank you guys again for all the views here this week. It was a crazy week to say the least, and you guys really showed up. And thank you to all our new subscribers. We're over 3.1 thousand now here on YouTube. And of course, all the audio fans, we love you guys too. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. And that's going to just about do it for this week's Locked On Yankees. Sell the team! The other team. Audio listeners, the other team, Oakland.
Oakland.
I'm Steve Granado.
And I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. We'll see you on Monday.